That happened yesterday. Mr. Massicott, can you speak to us here this afternoon there again? Thank you for joining us at short notice. Tell us your take as to what is really going on there with the former premier. Good afternoon again.
Good afternoon, Matthias. What's going on?
I'm all right. Taking it one day at a time.
All right. I read a story on the VI Scoop. I think that paper originates in the U.S. Virgin Islands, actually.
Okay.
So I read the story this morning, and there was also a story on one of the local papers as well. I just browsed through it. So when I read the detailed story, it said essentially, remember a couple of months ago when Mr. Boy was convicted, he did indicate that he was going to appeal. Surprise, what he's saying now is that he's declaring that he has no money.
He's broke.
And the defense, a few months ago, just about 2 months ago actually, there was a lawyer who claimed to be his appeal lawyer. He was on a local radio station, and he was actually giving the impression that he had grounds for a mistrial, and that he had several grounds on which he could appeal the conviction. And he was on the station for about an hour one morning, I recall. But then, surprisingly, that lawyer is stating in the release that I read that he has informed the judge that he is no longer associated with the case. Then the woman who defended Andrew Foy in the trial has also indicated to the judge that she is no longer associated with this case, and that the most that she could do is, if he needs, she could recommend an appeal lawyer to him if he's intending to appeal his matter. Now they're saying that the appeal could take as long as 18 months before it is filed. Remember that the conviction was for 11 years. He has technically, some people think that he has already served 2 since he was incarcerated at the end of April in 2022. And that the lawyer who was here on the radio station, he is saying in the article that to file the documents required a payment of $600, which he paid out of his own pocket because Mr. Foy is declaring poverty. And he's saying that Mr. Foy is asking for a public defender because the appeal will cost between $35,000 and it could go as high as $100,000 depending on the complexity of the case. So that's what we're hearing. That's what we are hearing now, really, in relation to the case. So that's what I'm learning now, based on the stories that I've read.
Would you conclude that he's in a lot of troubles or facing some troubles there with that appeal?
I'm not a legal expert, and I cannot tell you what's going to happen on appeal. I'm saying that the evidence that they had against him was very strong. If you ask me, they had some very strong evidence against him. They're talking about 8,000 minutes of audio and video recording, and the jury was convinced that he was complicit in all what he was accused of. If for some reason they declare mistrial, because remember there was some controversy during after the guilty verdict about one juror claimed that he wanted to change his verdict and all that. So let's suppose it goes to the point of a retrial. Some people have the opinion that in a retrial he could actually get a longer sentence. That's what somebody has hinted to me. Mm-hmm. Somebody who seems to be familiar with those kind of cases. But he insists that he wants to go to appeal his matter, which is a right that he has anyway. In those kind of conviction, you don't know. Some people think that he got a mild sentence, 11 years, and that he should have died this time. In about 8 or 9 years, he'll be out and he can continue his life. But then he insists that he has grounds for an appeal and that he wants to appeal the matter. So let's see how that plays out.
But, since we last spoke, and we spoke about lessons for the other Caribbean leaders, because I've been hearing in recent times that a lot of leaders are complicated, if you will, in a lot of money laundering cases. Again, I just want to, if you will, caution other leaders that may be going down the same line that they have to be very careful at this time.
I have been reading lately on some of the blogs, on the international blogs, about stories, some of them directly related to the CBI programs in the Caribbean. St. Lucia has been in the news a lot these days.
St. Kitts.
Grenada and St. Kitts as well. And I don't have the facts to go with it, but I've been reading what people have been posting or what some of what has been posted on the international media. And I think it is, as I've said before, these leaders need to walk the straight and narrow, because it becomes somehow those things come back to bite you. If you get involved in those things, whether inadvertently or otherwise, whether you actually knew what you were doing or somebody drew you into it or you were duped and you ended up in it, the consequences are still dire. The consequences can be very dire. It has implications not only for the persons involved. When you take into consideration what has happened to Mr. Foy, which is very unfortunate, it's a blight on the entire country. You travel, I was telling somebody jokingly the last time, I've traveled to U.S. territory several times since then. And I said, can you imagine every time I step into a U.S. port, the first question they ask me, carrying more than $10,000, which is probably a normal question, but it's like they ask the same question like 3 times.
Okay.
It's like, I don't know if it has anything to do with, I said, but I just told you I don't have more than $10,000. I don't even have $1,000. That sort of thing I usually joke with those immigration officers. But you never know. You're blacklisted. People watch you. You mention where you're from when you travel to certain countries, and people say, "Oh, you're from that country where the prime minister is in jail." That sort of thing. So it's not a nice thing. The consequences or the stain is on everybody. It's like it doesn't matter whether you were directly involved or not. People watch you, and they it's just like when you do something that's exceptionally good, and people, they look at the athletes, for example. You see from Dominican, people talk about, the Dominican girl who won the gold medal. You see from St. Lucia, and everybody knows where St. Lucia is now. The same thing happens on the downside of it when something terrible and bad happens to you. Then people, look at you that way and they say, oh, he's from that country where the government is involved in drug trafficking and money laundering. So I'm saying all this is the same as that people need to be careful, especially when you're in those kind of positions. You need to be very careful what you do and try not to expose yourself to anything that might turn wrong to stain you or put a blight on your country and make life difficult for your citizens.
Okay, Mr. Ronald Massicot, we'll keep our eye on that story. If there's any other development, you'll let us know. Okay, thank you very much again.
You're welcome.
And say hi to the rest of the family. Yes, our correspondent there in the BVI. Stick around. That was Mr. Ronald Massicot. I told you it's going to be a very busy afternoon. We have with us this afternoon here live in the studios. Should I call it the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer? Founder and CEO there of Facts, this elderly home. You have 2 elderly homes, one in three of them. And there's some news circulating there in recent times that needs some clarification. And the lady in charge, she's here, wanting to clear the air on some of these allegations. Let me say good afternoon to you. It's been a while. You've not been in Dominica for a while.
I've been out. Yes,
you're relaxing.
No, I've been out for health reasons.
Okay, come closer to the microphone. I want to hear every word there. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, just like that. Yes. So tell us what is going on, and of course tell the people your name, and of course, let's go.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Marie-Therese Juncker. I am the founder and CEO of FARCS. FARCS stands for Premium Home and Residential Care Services.
Okay. What is the controversy? What is the allegations out there?
Well, there are a number of allegations that's been made by an individual against FARCS, not least the most serious of which is an allegation of elder abuse of her husband whilst at FARCS. In addition to which, she's made allegations that FARCS is overcrowded, dirty, and a host of other allegations. Mm-hmm. I have waited until now to make a statement because I was hopeful that I would have an independent report from the government, from the authorities who attended at my facilities at Belfast and Mont Daniel unannounced, for which I am very grateful, and conducted an inspection.
So you don't have no problem that they came unannounced?
I am very delighted that they came unannounced because whatever they found, they will not say it was contrived. because they will have seen for themselves how the day-to-day operations are conducted.
They came because
Of the video recording by this individual that was aired on social media
so when did they come?
last week.
Last week. Okay.
Yes.
So yes,
Actually,
tell us a little more.
So essentially, this video has been doing the rounds. And in addition to which, a second video was published last Saturday. And I understand that the third video is going to be published. And it is time that I respond to the allegations that have been made. And as such, I have prepared a statement responding to the allegations that have been made against Fox.
All right. Feel free, go ahead.
So at Fox, we've always prided ourselves on the highest standards of care for the elderly, maintaining integrity and transparency in every aspect of our operations. Recent allegations made against our organization by the wife of a former resident are both deeply troubling and entirely baseless. We are committed to addressing these allegations directly to protect the reputation of Fox and to reassure our clients and their families. The claims made against Fox are without merit. To suggest that our facility engages in elder abuse is not only false, but directly contradicts the values that we have upheld in this country for over a decade. The allegations of abuse, overcrowding, and poor hygiene are grossly inaccurate, and we stand ready to refute them with clear evidence. The claim that Fox has abused a resident is a very serious accusation, and we categorically deny it. The incident involving the former resident took place on the 27th of August 2024. Please keep that date in mind. It's important.
The 27th of August.
The 27th of August 2024. It was an unfortunate incident, but it was handled immediately, transparently, and most important of all, with the full knowledge and agreement of the gentleman's family, including his wife. The resident sustained a minor injury to his head and a graze, not a bite, on his shoulder following an episode of aggression against a member of staff. As a result, his care was escalated to ensure his safety, the safety of other residents, and the safety of our staff. We have a voice recording from the individual making these accusations, which was recorded on the day of the incident, the 27th of August 2024, where she herself confirms her husband's aggressive behavior and further that he told her that he was becoming aggressive. This further supports our version of events and contradicts her claims of mistreatment by our staff. Our staff are trained to handle challenging behavior with patience and professionalism. This particular resident had a documented history of aggressive behavior, which was well known to his wife, but which was not disclosed to us, even though we did ask during the pre-admission assessment of this gentleman. Despite this, we worked closely with him to manage these challenges, even transferring him temporarily to our Mont Daniel facility for more direct supervision, and because we have much more staff on hand, including male carers, to enable us to work with him to identify what the triggers are because of this gentleman's condition.
Before Mont Daniel, where was he?
He was at Belfast.
Okay.
He was at the Belfast facility. It is important to note that despite these damaging accusations, the resident's family have never lodged an official complaint through our internal procedures, nor did they report the alleged abuse to the police or social services. Instead, the wife chose to go onto social media. If there were any truth to these claims, one would expect that these are basic steps that would have been taken. The Ministry of Health and Wellness, through their Social Services Department, conducted an unannounced inspection of both our Mont Daniel and Belfast facilities. We welcome this scrutiny, as we are confident that their findings will prove the allegations made against us to be completely baseless. The report is awaited, but we expect that it will reaffirm our commitment to high quality care and transparent operations. The individual making these allegations has adopted an aggressive tone in an attempt to damage Fox's reputation, but her claims are riddled with contradictions. If she truly believed that her husband was the victim of abuse by a member of staff, why did she leave her husband in our care for a further 11 days after the alleged incident, visiting him regularly during that time? Why was no medical attention beyond a routine check by our doctor deemed necessary if the injury was supposedly so severe? A laceration indicates a deep wound, which would mean that the person would require stitches. The gentleman did not receive a single stitch because he did not have a laceration. Why were no formal complaints lodged until long after the resident left our facility and then only on social media? These inconsistencies cast serious doubt on the credibility of these accusations. Fox has built a solid reputation as a leading care provider in Dominica, and we stand by our record. We have never and will never tolerate abuse or neglect in any form against senior citizens. Our residents are treated with compassion, dignity, and respect, and their families are consistently involved in their care. Any concerns raised are addressed immediately, transparently, and according to our strict protocols. Fox has always been proactive in providing exceptional care and ensuring the well-being of our residents. You only need to visit our Facebook page over the past 10 years to see the work that we do with senior citizens. The fact that the individual making those allegations now seeks to deflect from her own failings in caring for her husband by attacking Fox is not only unfair but deeply irresponsible. We make a call for fair judgment to the public. We urge the public to consider the facts before passing judgment. So many of you have passed judgment without being in full or being having the full facts. Sparks has been serving the elderly community in Dominica for over 10 years. Our track record speaks for itself. We have supported countless families, often quietly and without fanfare, ensuring their loved ones receive the best possible care, sometimes just providing support and advice. To tarnish this with false accusations is an injustice to the many people who have benefited from our services and who continue to benefit from our services. We therefore encourage anyone with concerns to visit our facilities, speak with our residents and their families, and see for themselves the level of care we provide. Our doors are wide open and we have nothing to hide. Judge us based on your knowledge of facts and not on something that you've heard. Fox will not be deterred by baseless allegations. We are currently consulting with our legal team and are seriously considering taking legal action to protect our reputation and hold those accountable who are attempting to damage our company with false claims. We will continue to uphold the highest standards of care. We extend our gratitude to the clients and their families, to the supporters, and those of you who have reached out to offer your support. And we ask and we continue to ask that our families continue to trust us with the care of their loved ones. While we may not be perfect, we have never claimed to be perfect. We are unwavering in our dedication to providing safe, compassionate, and professional care. To those who seek to attack our reputation without cause, we will respond with truth, transparency, and where necessary with legal proceedings. We understand the challenges of dementia care, and we know that families often undergo very deep emotional challenges when caring for a loved one with dementia. Watching someone that you care about experience memory loss, confusion, and changes, including for often defecating themselves, unable to control their bodily functions, it can be overwhelming. And sometimes the only decision is a decision to place that family member, that loved one, in a care facility. We recognize that this is not a decision that is made lightly. We know that choosing professional care is often a last resort, made after much deliberation and love. Families want to do what is best, but sometimes the complexity of dementia means that the level of care needed becomes too great for one person to handle. Our role is to provide families with the peace of mind that their loved ones are receiving and expert attention and compassionate care. I know that dementia is very difficult, and a lot of us are often in denial about the true condition of our loved ones. But please understand that no two dementia patients are the same. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for, of course, sharing that piece of information there. Help us understand. I mean, you've been there for 10 years and more?
10 years plus.
Because I met a lady in recent times and she said, Matt, I'm having so much difficulty with my husband. He doesn't even recognize me. Share with
Right.
us some of what you have to look for in a dementia patient.
That's one aspect of it. Um, but there are, as I said, many of them lose the ability or forget how to go to the toilet. So often they defecate themselves, they poo on themselves, they wee on themselves, they have to wear adult continence pads. In addition, sometimes they forget to eat. They forget what food is like. They forget how to hold a fork. So you have to feed them to try and remind them. But there are also those who do become very aggressive, especially if they've got a psychosis element to their dementia. So there are people with dementia, but who also have additional mental health issues, because dementia is a mental health issue. Okay. And therefore they can become very aggressive, and it can happen. It's just an outburst, and you can do the slightest thing. So what we do and what we did with this particular gentleman was to move him away from the smaller facility into a larger facility where we could work with him to understand what the triggers were that was causing him to react violently. Um, so yeah, there's so many aspects to this horrible condition.
So the person might not even recognize you as their family member.
And that's correct. There comes a point where they no longer recognize you, or they might recognize you as someone else. So they may recognize their wife as their mother, they may recognize their sister as their wife, and so on. Everything gets muddled up because, let's face it, it's the brain, the main computer in our body, that's not functioning right. So imagine when you have a phone that's fallen in water, what happens? All your information gets skewered, doesn't it?
It does.
Right. Well, just that's exactly what happens when you've got dementia.
And you have a trained staff to deal with that.
We have staff that are trained to deal with that, indeed.
I want to listen, because this is what is circulating around. I want you to listen to this very insert that has been making the rounds, and then we'll get your reaction to that one.
Yeah, Joel, I want you to bring that to the doctor attention, eh? When he'll be taking the medicine, they want to giving him half there. There is a certain time his body does react to the side effect in a kind of angry way. He does explode, right? He told me today that the same thing that used to happen to him when he was taking the medicine and I'd stop it, start back happening to him again. So bring that to their attention for me, please. Because that is why I stopped giving him the medication, because it does make him get very aggressive. A certain time, it does make him start to blow up, get angry. Anything ticks him off like a time bomb, So he going through that episode again from the side, one of the side effects of the medicine that doing him that. So today he tell me he going through the same thing when he was taking the medication. The same thing that used to happen to him when I used to give him the medication, and I stop it, it happening to him again. All right? So bring that to the doctor attention, because that's why I'd stop it. And it happened to him up home with Chris Bon also. Chris Bon had to throw the medicine because of that same thing. It was making him act up. Okay, so I also feel they should change that medicine they're giving it, that thing there, But they say that's the only one. I remember the doctor said that's the only one they have available. I don't know, but bring that to their attention for me, please. I didn't tell the young lady nothing because she ain't no nurse or doctor. But since you just correspond with the doctor, let him know there's a certain time. He'll be just get real agitated and carry on, really make noise and get angry, like really. So that's the tantrum he been going. That's the tantrums he been throwing there. That's what he going through with that medicine. Okay, so they have to slow down. They have to stop giving to him, or just I don't know. 'Cause I myself I just stopped giving to him, and he went back to his regular self.
A very interesting revelation there. I mean, she said in that interview that she did not tell
It wasn't an interview. It was a message, a
a
voice note.
message, a
Yeah,
voice note
yeah.
that she did not tell you before.
No, she didn't. So, as I said in my statement, which I read earlier, one of the questions that we ask when we carry out an assessment prior to the admission of a resident with any mental health condition is whether that person is aggressive. At no time did any member of the family state that this gentleman could display aggressive tendencies. We knew what medication he was on. We were not told to stop the medication. And incidentally, that voice note was recorded on the day of the incident, on the 27th of August, 2024. And this was after I had spoken with the wife. She sent that message to the niece to ask the niece to send it to the doctor.
So why did she wait that long?
Exactly. Exactly. And so you knew that your husband had aggressive tendencies. Why didn't you tell us? And why would you then later go on air and claim that he's been abused when you know that he was aggressive to members of staff? And
Abuse is a very strong term.
exactly, it's a very, very serious allegation to make, especially against a care home looking after senior residents. And we are taking this further through legal proceedings because this is a very inaccurate statement to make. And as you can hear from her own voice note, she knew that her husband was aggressive. She says that he's been aggressive in the past. Why didn't you tell us that he can display aggressive tendencies? Because we may have dealt with this very differently.
I get the impression that this interview video has some episodes, 1, 2, and I'm hearing that might be a possibility of one being aired this week. Have you been contacted to have an interview yourself on the very platform?
Yes, I have been contacted by Mr. Lofty Durand. However, I have resisted going on air with Mr. Durand after this second part was aired because I explained to him that I was awaiting the report from the independent inspection that was carried out. I made it plain to him I was waiting for the report. We were still on. Actually, what I said to him was, we're still on. We have investigations ongoing. I was hoping that those investigations would have concluded last Friday, at whereupon I would get in touch with him so that, because I even invited him to come to the facility to see for himself. Some of his listeners, however, I think had opinions about, oh, we were going to fix things before he got there. Not that I was worried about that, because I know if some of the listeners would go on our Facebook page, there are, you can see the rooms and you can see the clients, and this dates back years. There are photographs dating back years because we've been posting updates about our clients and about what we're doing with our clients for the past 10 years, in fact. But yeah, following the second part of the interview, I decided that I wasn't going to reach out any further. And also the other concern that I had was that when the first video came out, I sent a press release to everybody, including Mr. Durand. He acknowledged receipt of it, but he did not post it. Why?
You'll have to ask Mr. Durand himself, and I'll try to find out from him what is really going on. But I'm very concerned about this quote unquote abuse that that persons are now saying is going on there, and you're very concerned about it yourself, as you said. You may take legal action because this is a story that's going out there that is not giving your organization a good reputation.
Well, I am, of course, I'm concerned about it, but I'm more upset about it because for the duration of the time that I've returned to live in Dominica, all I've ever done, as everybody knows, is champion the cause of the elderly. Um, and it would be, I can't even begin to think of how heinous it would be after I've gone all over the island talking and helping people to deal with abuse of the elderly, even hosting seminars and courses on the same thing, to now be accused of this very thing that I so abhor.
Somebody's basically saying, "I saw the bite," and you're maybe telling the untruth. Was it a deep bite there?
There is no bite.
There's no
What
bite.
happened, because I've since inspected the room, there is a shelf on the wall,
Right.
and it appears that he grazed his shoulder. It isn't a bite.
It's not a bite.
And I'm really sorry if you guys think it's a bite. It's not a bite. He was not bitten.
We're dealing with a sick patient here, and somebody's suggesting. I'm seeing a post on Facebook, Matt. Even if he's aggressive, why should he be abused? How do you respond to that?
He was not abused. He wasn't abused. In the process of the altercation, when he tried to grab the carer,
Okay.
they both fell and he injured himself during the fall. It isn't that someone abused him. He wasn't abused.
All right, I'm going to take one phone call because we have to wrap it up here this afternoon. There, I'm going to take one phone call, two phone calls, and we'll wrap it up. And I'll continue to investigate. I'll come visit
Yes,
myself.
you should come and visit. I would very much like you to come and visit. And don't tell us when you're coming. Just turn up.
Let's come up. All right, thank you. Hello, yes. Oh, yes. Talk quickly, please. You see, you're not paying attention. I'm giving you a chance, but you're not paying attention. Let's go to the telephone there overseas. Are you there? Yes.
Yes, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Greetings. And greetings to your guest in studio. My brother, I'm listening to the lady, and I could imagine what she's going through. But there's many scenarios you could go. She's been there for 10 years or so. And apparently being there for 10 years is something they've been doing good.
Yeah.
At the same time also, just like Emo News, when she came out with the idea, whoever divine inspiration gave her, didn't someone wanted to take it away from her? So we got to look at those things like that. Also, what she doing there, dealing with those type of individuals, is very stressful because can you imagine, it happened to many of us. You wake up in the morning and you don't know what day it is because you just woke up from sleep until everything, your body recalibrate and you realize it. Can you imagine individual after a certain age lose their mind as far as they don't know their family, themselves, what day it is? It's very stressful and they're dealing with that issue. So this individual gonna retaliate because of what's going on with them. But what's happening a lot of times is our fault that is happening to us. Because many times, many people talk on certain issue in Dominica, and it won't affect you when you're young. It's always when you're an elderly, coming older. That's why I listen to people that have more knowledge of certain things than us. That's why I always advocate that chlorine in that water might not affect you now, but later on in life. And also something happened in Marigot recently, which all of a sudden they found that the water was blue. So did they ever take a test to find out why the water was blue? Or send a test overseas? Who knows, 10, 15 years from now, a lot of people in Marigot might have mental or certain issues. You take things for granted, my brother. And that have nothing to do with politics. It's affecting each and every one of us in Dominica. It's time for us to stand for something, or else we're going to fall for anything. We got to stand for a future of Dominica.
All right, caller. Thank you very much. I'm going to ask a question that somebody's asking Facts. Are you guys planning to expand the residency to provide separate dwelling quarters for men and women? Can I answer this one?
We have separate dwelling quarters for men and women. So
So they're
men
not.
and
They're not.
women
They're
do
not
not share a room. You either have a room. So let me just make this very clear. We have several levels of accommodation depending on people's budget. So you can either have a single occupancy room, so it's your room, and if you decide that's what you want, we even allow you to bring in parts of bits of furniture, whatever you want. You can make it your home. You then have shared accommodation, which is two people sharing, and then you have three people sharing. Okay, no more than that. And the rooms are adequately sized. Every room has its own private bathroom and toilet and balcony. Okay, so it depends what you can afford and what your budget allows you to afford. And I've done this deliberately because I could have had every single room sole occupancy. Okay, but I know that there are people out there who didn't plan for their pension. They never left Dominica, and it's down to their children who work overseas, who have families to look after their relatives. And therefore, what I've done is to have different budgets according to people's affordability.
So it's just not one price. It's different prices.
It's different depending on whether you want a single occupancy. So you say, I want a room just for my mom and dad. I don't want anybody else sharing that room. Or you can say, it's okay for her to share with one other person, or it's okay for her to share with two other persons.
Are the possibilities that you take care of them for the day and they go home at night? Do you have that?
No, we have daycare, but at the moment we're not. I think we've only got one client that we do daycare for at the moment.
So there's a possibility for daycare. Residential.
Yeah, we also do home care. So we have carers in the homes of persons.
Somebody says, Matt, we are facing let me go to that. We are facing a national dementia and other mental health issues in Dominica.
Exactly.
At an alarming rate.
Exactly.
It appears that we will be setting a much younger age, and most urgently, we must address it as a national level.
Well, I'm happy that your caller or your listener mentioned that, because we are working on a national dementia plan for Dominica under the National Advisory Board for Senior Citizens. The reason that it's gone to sleep is because I was taken very seriously ill and had to be airlifted out of here in April. And I've only just recently come back, and I am the chair of the board. So we are working on it. It is an urgent need, and we really need to address it, because whether people want to believe it or not, there is a very high incidence of persons suffering with dementia in Dominica.
You say very high?
Yes, and all over the world.
A lot of younger people or a lot of older people? What was the age that
I would say the median age is about 65, 70.
65, 70.
Which is young.
Which is very young.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take one final phone call, and we'll wrap it up here this afternoon. There, we'll continue to investigate this one.
Yes,
please. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
It is when. Okay, let me move from this. It is protein, too much protein in your brain. When you eat too late at night, 3 hours before you go to sleep, that protein cannot steal the blood. So that is what I get. It does not feel like water enough. Because I was listening to some program from a lady from Voice of Life. It is protein. And then sometimes you can give them coconut oil so that they can drink it. A tablespoon of a teaspoon of coconut oil. It works. Yes, and it does not feel like water, neither food, neither there. It's protein, too much protein in the brain. It goes to where it cannot be food. Yes, and that's what happening.
All right, she's saying too much protein in the brain. Does she have a?
She's more or less on the right track. She's more or less on the right track. It's not protein.
What's the cause of it?
No one knows what the cause of dementia is. What it is basically that, you get plaque buildup on your brain. Well, that's what they believe it is. But even now, scientists are starting to wonder whether actually that is the cause. So, but there are things that you can do to reduce the risk of developing dementia. And if you start now, you've got a very good chance, perhaps, of avoiding being diagnosed with dementia. So there are lots of things like more active life, being more healthy, eating more healthily, making sure you get 8 hours of sleep a night. People do not understand how important sleep is. Sleep is very important for your brain, because your brain heals itself during the process of sleep, deep sleep. So the ideal is at least 7 hours of sleep a night. Very, very important.
7 hours.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna, of course, we are running out of time. Like one again, I'll invite you back here after I do my own investigation. But let's take one final call and call it a day this afternoon. There, a very packed afternoon. Hello, talk to me. Yes.
Hi, good afternoon
Good
to
afternoon to you.
your guests and good afternoon to Matt. I heard about that place and people boasting about that place, and that place is a very good place. They take care of the people because we have teachers that is elderly and they're in that place. So I say one day when I become old, I will go there and let them take care of me. But I want to know how much is for one room or whatever it is. And I want to tell the young lady, you are doing a fantastic job and your people. So God bless you. Keep up the good work. God, my name is Marlene Detush. Keep up the good work because when I hear about the place, I say, whoa, I want to go in that place when I get old. So may God bless you, take care of you, and God will give you a reward, not on earth. Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Thank you. Of course, Maris Harris. We have to wrap it
Thank
up
you.
here. But I'm happy you could come in, and I suspect the allegations will continue. I'll go investigate myself and find out a little more. We'll talk to Lofty Duran. I'm hearing that he's another episode coming up this Sunday.
I think it's this Saturday.
This
part
Saturday,
three.
part 3.
So we'll see what happens. But I
Well,
am taking legal advice, and
but
I
when
will do what I need to do.
when will you, if you receive that report from the government of Dominica, will you?
I will be more than happy, subject to being given permission to do so.
So
to publish.
you've been talking to a lawyer.
Yes, I have been talking to a lawyer because I think that the allegations are unfounded, they're baseless, they're untrue. In particular, I think for someone who knows that their husband has aggressive tendencies and who sent the voice note that you played earlier on the day that this occurred, after being made aware of it and accepting the circumstances as it relates to what happened to this gentleman, to then go on social media and allege that her husband was bitten and that her husband had a deep laceration which required absolutely no stitches because it was a scratch is unacceptable, and we will not accept that.
Thank you. We'll continue to investigate.
All right.
Thank you again. See you sometime soon, I imagine.
Yes.
All right. Bye bye.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today. Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Exciting news from AutoTrade. Incredible savings are here. Take advantage of AutoTrade's Thrifty Thursday promotion. Mark your calendars. On the last Thursday of each month, AutoTrade is offering up to 20% off items throughout the store. Yes, 20% off. But wait, there's more. Keep your eyes peeled for our exclusive Deal of the Day offer, bringing you even bigger discounts on select items. Whether you're looking for car accessories, maintenance essentials, or just browsing for a great deal, we've got you covered. So be sure to swing by AutoTrade every last Thursday. At AutoTrade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, Dominic, I told you it's going to be a very, very busy afternoon here, and we're here. Of course, National Coffee Day is coming up here very soon at the month end, and we're here with two of our guests to tell us about this big day, Coffee Day. Father Coffee.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon to you. How you doing?
Very
I see
well.
you involved with everything. I was expecting it this morning on Rivers Day. Now you're in the National Coffee Day. You're a very versatile guy.
Maybe I was somewhere else for Rivers Day.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So what's going on? I'll introduce our next guest here with you. Yes.
Your name?
Well, it's Mr. Serge Lum.
Serge Lum.
Lum, owner of Ruins Rock Cafe and then High Rise Beach Bar.
All right. So tell us about the coffee.
Okay.
Mhm.
20 years ago, we had our first family reunion.
Right.
And we were in the process of doing a reunion, which we called, the first one was Coffee Clash. People coming together to chat and so on.
Mhm.
So we're doing it the second time. And in preparation for that, I realized it was International Coffee Day in the States and in Canada. In the other places, Japan, is on the 1st of October. So besides that, I visited Mr. Lum, Mr. Louis in Syndicate.
Okay.
And he has 20 acres of coffee. And for the last 2 years, he didn't have any harvest. So when I saw the coffee beans on the ground, I got goosebumps. And when I saw that, I said, no, we need to have a coffee day. to make use of that coffee. So I visited a number of institutions in Roseau and elsewhere. And thank God, when I ran into Mr. Lam, he told me, since it's the first time you're thinking of that, let us localize it. Let us have it in one place. And if you give people a good experience, then we can expand it. So, and then he has everything right there at the Ruins Cafe, the dryer, the peeler, everything in there, and I was fascinated with his story.
All
So,
right.
so that's why I'm here with him this afternoon to hear his
Mr.
story.
Lom, very interesting. You have everything it has to make our local coffee a reality.
Well, Matt, as long as it's something that can transform the resources of our island and transform it into wealth for the next generation to benefit and profit, I in that.
You're in that. I like that.
Yeah.
You in that.
Mhm.
So you've served that our local coffee at your institution. What's normally the reaction when you serve that coffee there?
Well, the reaction is most people will tell you it's a fantastic coffee. But when we say coffee, we have to go a little bit wider than that.
Okay.
We in Dominica, we have like two coffees. We have the Robusta coffee and the Arabica coffee. Arabica coffee is smoother. And then you have, you could drink it at any time of the day. That the tourists, well, they
Arabica, the
Arabica, they
okay.
love it. And then the Robusta coffee, which is a stronger version, it is always a darker roast when you roast it, always a darker roast. And therefore, these people also love it. So we constantly have good feedback when it comes to our coffee.
What I'm seeing a package named Cafe Zepien.
Yeah, the Café Zepient, yeah, old school. That's our parents' coffee, I would say. But that coffee is more like when you roast it. This coffee, our elders would drink this coffee. They would tell you if you get a foidi, then they would give you a cup of Café Zepient.
So you don't have the caffeine in there like the other
Not
coffee?
really, no, because this one is like it's a pod, and then you have all these seeds inside. It tastes like coffee, but it's not really a coffee.
So you won't find the caffeine in there.
No, you will not find it. And then you have the other one they call the Cafe Cod, which is a vine that you more get it on the East Coast.
Okay.
And these people are also roasting it. It looks like a bean. It's like any bean that you buy, like pinto bean, like red bean or black bean. It cannot dark with a little whitish eye on it. And this one is Cafe Cod. But this one, when you roast it, you grind it, it tastes like also coffee.
So Father Coffee, what is the objective of this coffee day?
And I think Mr. Long would be the best person to
Answer the
answer
question.
that question. But for me, as I said,
Yes.
it began with, I can even show you this picture. Remember, in our days at school, people were searching for their roots.
Mhm.
So I went to my great-grand-aunt and asked her, where's the roots of our family? And she said there was an uprising in Cayenne, French Guiana. And as a result of that uprising, one brother left who led the revolution in Guyana. One brother went to Trinidad and one came to Dominica. So that is the connection of the coffee. And that photo I show you is a monument which was installed in 1763 after slave coffee monument. So that's the connection with that. Now, talking about family in the African culture, when they are harvesting a crop, if a child is born during that period, the child would be named after that crop.
Really?
So so that's really how the coffee came into the name coffee, of course, spelled differently. The Irish spell it differently, Americans spell it differently. But that is the roots, for the coffee. So that's my involvement in thing. And as I say, I've heard so much about coffee since I got involved. And over 22.2 million cups of coffee are consumed every day, worldwide, if not more than that.
Some people just can't live without the coffee. Huh?
Exactly. So I think we can do much better than that here in Dominica. And when I heard of the investment in Long Mile, millions of dollars spent in that, and it's amazing. But
it has not become a reality just yet, huh?
What?
The Long Mile investment?
No. But that's another story. That's another story.
So tell me about the objective of the coffee day.
But I'll tell you what, since we all have to leave and depart from that body someday, then we might as well just invest in the next generation and those that are coming after us. So the objective of this coffee day is to get our people to go back to what we once possessed, what we once used to control. So between the 1700, between 17 and 1840, 47, we was producing 900 ton of coffee right there in Dominica. 900 ton of coffee right there in Dominica. And we was only second to Jamaica in the Caribbean. So therefore, what I'm saying is that we can do it again, right? So since I believe we can do it again, the long-term objective is to get the people back on board and give them how you'd call it, give them the experience and tell them it's possible, inspire them, and then move on it myself, start planting myself, and then encourage others and inspire them in order to take the mantle and move forward so that we can leave a legacy for the next generation.
Where is coffee most produced?
It's a very good question. Coffee is one side of the island, like the East Coast. East Coast would produce more of the Robusta coffee.
Okay.
And West Coast would produce more of the Arabica coffee. What is produced most right, actually, as we speak, is the Arabica coffee with Mr. Louis, with Miss Helen in Dublin. And these people, they have 15 acres, 20 acres, and so on. So we would say that Arabica is the leading one right now. But it doesn't mean that the Robusta has disappeared. And that's basically the one that I'm striving to bring back on the East Coast of the island.
All right, we're going to take a break and we'll come back right after this, Dominica. I know a lot of people who are actually trying to get into coffee business. I have a friend, a very personal friend in the United States that says people just love our coffee. We're going to take a break. We'll come back after this.
Coffee lovers, get ready to brew up some excitement as Dominica gears up to mark a historic milestone with the inaugural International Coffee Day. Mark the dates, 27th, 28th, and 29th of September 2024. Day 1, under the theme, Know Your Coffee, will be dedicated to students. Day 2 will feature a captivating journey through the history of coffee. And Day 3, International Coffee Day, will be the highlight of the festivities, ending with an international coffee brunch. The place to be is Runes Rock Cafe in Roseau. Come experience coffee at its best.
Person passative pour dire nous. But if they could, they would say something like this. I like Linhas Vepladu. They wanted to tell my daughter, my family brought me to Linhas after I died. And the way Linhas took care of my body with respect and dignity, ma jamais tapé kate West spécial à la moitié vivant. Linhas Funeral Home, 30 years of experience, professional, reliable and compassionate service. We've had 24-hour emergency service. So là, mon numéro, pas quitter rien, bas ou dire. Qui est 449-1800, 275-7564, 449-2100, or the emergency number 277-1800. If I keep it busy in Linus, that time is for you to breathe and grieve. Linus is not willing that any should die, but Zandra, you must go. So when you go with the best chaperone. Linus, you never know. Mama to do family, si c'est pas Linus, il a fini à l'été.
Our numbers are 449-1800, 449-2100, 275-7564, and 276-0400. Call Lyndhurst Funeral Home today.
Exciting news from Auto Trade. Incredible savings are here. Take advantage of Auto Trade's Thrifty Thursday promotion. Mark your calendars. On the last Thursday of each month, Auto Trade is offering up to 20% off items throughout the store. Yes, 20% off. But wait, here's more. Keep your eyes peeled for our exclusive Deal of the Day offer, bringing you even bigger discounts on select items. Whether you're looking for car accessories, maintenance essentials, or just browsing for a great deal, we've got you covered. So be sure to swing by Auto Trade every last Thursday. At Auto Trade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship. Terms and conditions apply.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane. Can't wait till you flood again. Can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Mountaintop, natural spring water. All bottled water is not created equally. There is bottled water and then there is mountain.
Coffee lovers, get ready to brew up some excitement as Dominica gears up to mark a historic milestone with the inaugural International Coffee Day. Mark the dates, 27th, 28th, and 29th of September 2024. Day 1, under the theme Know Your Coffee, will be dedicated to students. Day 2 will feature a captivating journey through the history of coffee. And Day 3, International Coffee Day, will be the highlight of the festivities, ending with an international coffee brunch. The place to be is Runes Rock Cafe in Roseau. Come experience coffee at its best.
On the line with us is Mr. Louis Whitner Louis. I think, from what I know, I may be wrong, that Mr. Coffee is the farmer with the most coffee on the West Coast. So let's talk to Mr. Louis. Mr. Louis, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to
Good
you.
afternoon, and good afternoon, all your listeners.
I know I haven't spoken to you in a long time.
That's what it is. That's how it is.
That's how it is. You forget your old friends, huh? Let me.
No, Matthew, no.
I know. I just joking with you. I just joking with you. Anyway, Mr. Louis, let's talk about coffee because that's a very important subject here for the next 20 minutes. Tell me, why did you decide to go into coffee? Tell me why.
Hold on a minute. I remember on the road.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, it was at the time of the banana going down.
Okay.
When the banana was going down, Mr. Zamo came to me several times. I was hesitant, but when I see the banana is going to leave after they remove all the incentive that was in bananas, I decided I must divert my crop. And I go into coffee and citrus.
So you went into coffee and citrus because you noticed that bananas were going away. But Mr. Louis, since you took that investment, you made that investment, are you seeing the returns or the coffee is going to waste?
Say that again.
When you decided when you took that investment there, when you made an investment in coffee, is the coffee going to waste?
What?
Waste, no waste, meaning that there's no use for it.
Oh, coffee is always there. You always have a dollar in coffee. The only problem in coffee is not a matter of growing the coffee, but a matter of marketing it.
So you have a problem finding markets for the coffee.
Yeah, because the market you have, the price to run the farm, it is not working together.
So there are no markets for your coffee. So why did you this?
Before, at one time with Bello, we were stranded because Bello was limited and they was buying their coffee overseas, some of their coffee. But when we came in volume that we could supply him, so that he stopped that, and I had a plan with him to supply him, and I told him I'm going to plant coffee on his name. And that's what I did, and together and we have a nice rapport, and his son came in and took over, and that's what it is.
Well, Mr. Louis, have you been exporting? You say it's limited. Have you been exporting? Have people been asking you for that coffee? Because I'm hearing the taste is better than that of Jamaica.
Yeah, it's not a matter of exporting it that we know it is
the best coffee. It's not because of exporting it, because the only place I exporting my coffee direct is Guadeloupe.
And you're saying we have the best coffee? Why?
Pardon?
You said we have the best coffee. That's what you said.
Yeah. I have the proof, the documents, and then maybe on the 28th or 27th, or you will hear the man that took it over to America and tested it and come with that number that we comment up, and that is it Melby coffee.
So you have a lot of requests for your coffee there in Salisbury or in Syndicate? You have a lot of requests? People asking for it all the time.
Well, in fact, I always have demand, but I mean, if you are going to coffee, it's not what the country want, because there is people who have a machine, something to pulp it, not pulp it, but to remove the steel and to roast it and grind it. But people always want coffee.
But I heard some time ago, Mr. Louis, I don't know if you want to jump in that there was a plan for a national coffee plant there in Portsmouth. What has happened to that?
Well, again, that plan not come because of no government business, and that plan came to Dominica because of me. Yeah, because you see, what happened with Chavez, when he came to Dominica and he tasted our coffee, so he found out we have the best coffee, and our coffee tastes better, and then that's what it is, and then that goes on until they bring several Venezuelan, both ambassadors, the man and the woman, came on my farm. They asked me a lot of questions. They took out my pictures, etc. Then, so after a while, then I said, a plan came down to Dominica. Are you there?
I'm still there.
Yeah, and then when the plan came down, Matthew Walter met me. He told me he wanted to work in this plant with them.
Okay.
I don't know what work I would be doing, but Matthew Walter, who was Minister of Agriculture, asking me to work if I can work in the plant with them. Yeah, and that's what it is. That's what the plant is there. It's not come because of some government do something, because I have further information, but I won't put it on the air for the time being, if need be.
Well, I'm hoping we can share that information in the near future, Mr. Louis. You seem to have a lot of information about that plan there in Portsmouth, but it has not become a reality, and we're hoping someday it will become a reality. But we're looking forward. Will you be there at that exhibition there in the coffee?
No. We have a man in Kibush.
Yes.
Kibush. Well, he's my main coffee dealer. He even have my name on his package, my name, my estate, the area, all of that. We haven't finalized everything, but nevertheless, he's the one that buys most of my coffee, and he's the one that gives me a better price.
All right. Well,
good afternoon,
good afternoon to Mr. Father Coffee saying good afternoon to you, and Mr. Lum is there too.
How are you?
Are you there? Yeah. Yes.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Well, I'm not too bad. I just came from the farm. I just packed my vehicle there, and taking those questions. My mind may be not settled,
I know. Okay. At 92 years, we're celebrating you next weekend, huh?
Yeah.
You'll be 92 years next Friday, the 27th.
Yeah.
Wow.
So how are you? How are you coping?
Very well, very well. We're looking forward to celebrating with you at our coffee festival.
All right, Mr. Louis, thank you very much. A lot of information there, a little time, huh? He actually was the main reason why the Venezuelans came to Dominica. After Chavez, very important information, came and tasted Dominican coffee. So what is the plan for the day? Thank you, Mr. Louis. Yes?
Well, the plan for the day is on Friday, we have we take in students. Taking students with us on Friday, and we just want to introduce to the next generation the value of coffee, the value of that commodity, what we could do with it, how to turn it into a product, how we could sell it, how we could market it. And so these kids are going to come, and then we are going to show them, that side of it. We're going to also make them
When they're going to come to your
Ruins Rock Cafe.
Ruins-
Friday is for
Students.
knowledge, learning
student.
day,
Okay.
students. And then Saturday, I think Mr. Louis is going to be there on Saturday. So we are going to have like old school versus new school. We would like these young people that want to start their own coffee plantation to ask Mr. Louis what they should avoid, what they should expect, what would be his recommendations, and so on and so on. So we're going to have Mr. Louis.
So
on
Mr. Louis is
that
a
day.
big star on Saturday.
Well, he never late, never too late to
Right.
be a star. So yeah, he's gonna be the star of the show on the 28th. And on the 29th, that's Sunday. There's gonna be a brunch, and then live band and buffet, and yeah, the brunch is gonna be something like just $25. You get free coffee, you get to eat, to drink, and so on. It's gonna be a brunch
Mhm.
on that Sunday, and the band is gonna be there, and we'll stop around. I think it's around 10 to about 3 o'clock.
10 in the a.m. to
Yeah.
3 p.m.
Yeah.
Very good plan.
Yeah. So that'll be, we don't have any big expectation as to, bringing in money and so on. So that's the first one. The first one is, we would call it a giveaway. We just want to introduce, make the people see what coffee is all about, feel it, taste it, and so on. So that's just the first touch, first contact.
Don't you think we should do it around when the tourist season is open? So we can get a little more tourist attraction there?
Well, Father Coffee wanted to align it on the North American World Coffee Day.
Okay.
That's
okay.
why. It's not too much a bad idea, because at the end, during the tourist season and during festival season, that's too much. We could not handle that. That's too much to handle.
Okay, but
And
I'm
we are
hoping
pa-
that you put that in mind, because I'm sure the tourists out there will want to taste our coffee.
But
Well, they're tasting it all the time, because as soon as they come out from the cruise ship, Ruins is whether we roasting, we are the only ones that roasting in Roseau. So sometimes people all the way by the bridge is taking the smell of coffee roasting in Roseau.
Wow.
Because we are the only ones roasting coffee in Roseau. And we roasting Arabica, Robusta. When they come, we show them the difference, we show them. So it's a constant. It's not just like World Coffee Day, that's it, we stop, see you next year. No, nothing like that. Is that we've been roasting coffee for years now in Roseau. I start with a pot, and now I bring in machines and so on to roast coffee.
And we are partnering with Dominica's Festival Committee, and they're offering tickets. So if you buy a ticket, there's a possibility that you could win free tickets to their festival if you buy Ruins Cafe. So that's their encouragement, their support for the event.
Any final comments before you go? We have a packed afternoon.
Yeah, the final comment is thank you to all your listeners. Thank you, Matt, for allowing us. And then keep on helping us to increase, to grow, and keep on also helping us to believe that we are not there to last, but the next generation is the most important. So that would be my last word.
Anything for Dominica, brother? Father Coffee?
Thank you for this opportunity, and we are looking forward to celebrate with you our blessings, our gift, and so on. So thank you for giving us that opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Long. Thank you, Father Coffee. Thank you, sir.
Thank
you.
Coffee lovers, get ready to brew up some excitement as Dominica gears up to mark a historic milestone with the inaugural International Coffee Day. Mark the dates, 27th, 28th, and 29th of September 2024. Day 1, under the theme Know Your Coffee, will be dedicated to students. Day 2 will feature a captivating journey through the history of coffee. And Day 3, International Coffee Day, will be the highlight of the festivities, ending with an international coffee brunch. The place to be is Ruins Rock Cafe in Roseau. Come experience coffee at its best.
Personne pas arrivé pour dire nous. But if they could, they would say something like this. I like Linus Vepladu. They wanted tell me what my family brought me to Linus after I die. And the way Linus took care of my body with respect and dignity, my jamais tapé kate West spécial à l'émoté vivant. Linus Funeral Home, 30 years of experience, professional, reliable and compassionate service. We've had 24-hour emergency service. So là, mon numéro, pas quitter un rien bas ou dire. Qui 449-1800, 275-7564, 449-2100, or the emergency number 277-1800. Ever quitter tout besoin la Linus. That time is for you to breathe and grieve. Linus is not willing that any should die, but Bobot, Zandra, you must go. So when you go the best chaperone. Linus Funeral Home. Mama tutu famdi, si c'est pas Linus, il a venu à l'épieu.
Our numbers are 449-1800, 449-2100, 275-7564, and 276-0400. Call Lyndhurst Funeral Home today.
Exciting news from Auto Trade. Incredible savings are here. Take advantage of Auto Trade's Thrifty Thursday promotion. Mark your calendars. On the last Thursday of each month, Auto Trade is offering up to 20% off items throughout the store. Yes, 20% off. But wait, here's more. Keep your eyes peeled for our exclusive Deal of the Day offer, bringing you even bigger discounts on select items. Whether you're looking for car accessories, maintenance essentials, or just browsing for a great deal, we've got you covered. So be sure to swing by Auto Trade every last Thursday. At Auto Trade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship. Terms and conditions apply.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
I'm hoping to be speaking to a French group this afternoon there from about 2:30.
J'y veux mon lever en ciel, mais laissez-moi pas perdre la reine. Ni soleil, nous aimerie, nous ni l'homme cravéri, nous qu'à chanter en bas. Mais si t'as Paris, nous nous prie, nous allons pays fidèle, nous lions la famille fidèle, nous caminons la vie fidèle. Alléluia, nous allons pays fidèle, nous lions la famille fidèle. La vie fidèle.
Just a quick reminder there that there's some food distribution there on Sunday at the church from 3 p.m. Talking about the Seventh-day Adventist church there at La Pointe, the usual place. So the villagers of Point Michel, there will be a food distribution there on Sunday at the SDA at the usual place there. Make sure you tell Sue to tell Lou. There'll be a free food distribution there on Sunday. We don't have too much more time. We try to, of course, interact with a French group this afternoon there. But there's somebody on the telephone wants to talk about the coffee business for a few minutes. Picking up the coffee activity taking place, Coffee Day next week. Good afternoon to you, sir. Yes? Uh-huh.
Yes, Matt. I called to say I'm in that, Matt, because I'm a truck driver, Matt. And the amount of coffee I just see selling those truck stop, Matt. I want to know where all leaders, and I want to thank the gentleman and Father Coffee and Mr. Louis, Matt, because that is a great source of revenue, high price commodity. So, I mean, we really lose the focus, man, honestly, man, because Dominica, all what it takes to bring that revenue in Dominica. And when I see we're struggling to get on the market to the distribution, to distribute our product, it really hurts me. So I just want to say kudos to them, wish them good luck, and tell them keep pushing, don't give up, keep pushing. I tired drink coffee from Brazil, Guatemala, Costa Rica, and I can't drink Dominic, even Jamaican coffee on the market over here, man. Blue Mountain Coffee and Dominica, we have the best product, and our people cannot get access to it. Thank you, man. That's all I'm going to say.
Il y a plusieurs dizaines d'années de cela, hier. Il faut nous allons vous rappeler quelques chansons oubliées. Faut-il vous les rappeler? Bien sûr, oui, surtout pour toi, qui n'en a rien connu. Aussi pour toi, qui a gardé dans cet éclair ces merveilleux escales. Au clair de lune. Économie. Ici dans le carnaval comprendre. Tout petit pacaton. Les joints en belle forme, il passe après. Il pacaton, il parlait mon phone. Il parle de bon, pas même moyen. Effectivement, il y a des barrés au cabane, moins de morts, ça ne s'appuie non moins, avant peut-être moins. Ouais, tu fais montrer mes balles toute la vie, moins. J'ai des fausses pour ça qui fait manger moins. Ouais. Il faut que moi le fait la vie moi marcher, parce que tout est éclairé, faites-moi plus d'effet. Il s'accorde de que t'es du soleil, le fait que moi continuer à sauver les malheurs.
All right, Dominica. We're just trying to get somebody as far as Paris this afternoon, so we're just having some issues there with the telephones. We're going to try for another 5 minutes. All right, some of the music we wanted to present here this afternoon there, but of course, we're not getting through there with our numbers in the Paris area. So we'll keep trying for the next 2 minutes.
Il y a plusieurs dizaines d'années de cela, hier. Nous allons vous rappeler quelques chansons oubliées. Faut-il vous les rappeler? Bien sûr, oui, surtout pour toi, il n'en a rien connu. Aussi pour toi, qui a gardé dans cet éclair ces merveilleux escales.
All right, I think we're going to see if we can postpone this until another time when we can get our folks there in Paris with this orchestra there and this music that's being played as you speak. Very enjoyable music, but we have to get that contact to make more information. On the line with me at this time, as we, of course, postpone the previous interview, is Mr. Robinson, Mr. Louis Robinson. How are you doing, sir? Good afternoon to you.
Doing fine. How about you? How are you doing? I'm doing good for now. Thank you.
All right. I want to bring up a situation, Mr. Louis. We don't have too much time, but it's a very topical issue that has surfaced in recent times. I just heard it yesterday, as a matter of fact, as it relates to. Yes, as it relates to, let's see if we can get rid of that phone call and come back to you. Mr. Louis, Mr. Robinson, as it relates to the bankers and the kind of lawyers that they decide you have to use as the client, You know, if you go in and say take a mortgage or you're taking monies to purchase land, it's very strange that you have your own lawyer, but the banks are deciding for you what lawyers to use. I wanted you, as a former banker and somebody who worked in the financial institution, to talk to this afternoon because people are complaining. What can you tell us about that?
Matt, I am very happy to, Matt. In fact, I ran into a buzzsaw when I opposed it and I spoke openly against it. I remember, in fact, going right to the board with the matter. And the then attorney for the bank told them that it was wrong. I also recall, Matt, that I ran into an issue with a certain high-profile person in the government. There was a gentleman who was taking a mortgage to purchase a property. And this person insisted that we should use her when the gentleman had his lawyer. And I insisted, no way, no how, that the gentleman had his lawyer who was doing it, and it was cheaper for him to use his own attorney rather than the bank's attorney. Now, the problem with the bank is that neither the board of directors nor the management of the bank seem to understand the liability that they expose the banks to. Dominicans are, by and large, honest, and they're not litigious people. Hence, they should go ahead, let the bank's lawyer sign the mortgage agreement, default on it after 3 months, and there's absolutely nothing the bank can do because the customer is entitled to have an independent opinion on the agreement they are signing.
So you're saying they should.
But you are not.
Mr. Lee, hold on. You're saying, Mr. Robinson, you're saying that they should default on their mortgages there? Is that good advice?
They can do that, and there's nothing the bank can do because the problem is this: they did not have an independent. They don't know what is in the agreement. It's the bank's lawyer that devised the agreement and gave them an agreement to sign. But the problem that is added to that is I remember there's a former lawyer, and his niece was a lawyer as well. He was forced into. I mean, how can you be a lawyer and you make them force you into a situation where you are denied you having your independent lawyer and you taking the bank's lawyer? But this whole problem started because 2 reasons. Firstly, it is as a result of some of the lawyers' delay in providing the title to the bank. The bank takes the title as collateral.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it started when the attorney Anthony Astafan represented a purchaser of a property in Sophia, Scotshead, and the late Ronan David represented the seller. In that, the customer was purchasing 10.7 acres of land, 17.4 acres of land, sorry, from this guy. Anthony represented the buyer. Ronan David represented the seller. At the end of the transaction, the bank received a receipt for $65,000 and a title for 7.4 acres. And nothing else. What was the difference in the amount? Is over $100,000 was given to purchase 17.4 acres of land. And somehow one has to conclude either the incompetence of the lending officer, the underwriter, or the bank at that time, that you gave someone over $100,000 for 17.4 acres of land. You receive a receipt for $65,000 and 7.4 acres of land. Where is the bank? You now dispersed approximately $140-something thousand. You get a receipt for 65 and 7.4 acres of land. If you have to foreclose on that, what are you going to get? 7.4 acres of land cannot get you that, and they did not get the difference. As a result, the bank took a decision that there and only the lawyers they select will do the closing on those mortgages. So that brought that contention. And then some person, they were forced into that. You cannot force the customer to take your lawyer. That is not right. The other thing we have there is a bar association that is seemed to appear to be complicit in the matter. Maybe not all the lawyers in the bar association, but it would seem as though the vast majority of the members of the bar association seem to be complicit in the matter, since most of the lawyers involved in representing the bank are the persons who benefit.
But
we have a conflict.
What I'm realizing, Mr. Louis, and I have noticed myself that a lot of the lawyers that are engaged in that kind of activity may themselves be friends of the government.
Not only friends, they're integral part of the government. And it is really a matter of the bank being very irresponsible. Okay? That is imprudent banking practice. And I cannot understand, for the love of me, as I've always maintained, the National Bank is an independent commercial bank. It is not a branch bank. It is not a branch of anybody. It is an independent commercial bank. Part of the problem stems for most of the persons who served in the bank came as employees of branch banks. The branch banks did not develop policies and procedures locally. Those policies were formulated either at the regional office in Barbados or Jamaica, or at head office in London or Canada. And so the persons who came from there had no expertise or experience in developing policies and procedures. So the bank operates without that. And the top management never worked at independent commercial entities. They work at branches. So they never really had serious administrative responsibilities. And another thing too, they have a board. The board of directors are not just there to go to meeting and collect stipend. The board of directors also are supposed to, if the staff of the bank cannot reach certain customers, that is the directors, that's what they do. They go to meet those customers, but they don't do that. They don't do anything but go to meeting, take stipend, and I guess fall into whatever stuff that certain people desire to be in the bank. That's all they do. If you ask them what kind of reports they review, they have no idea. They don't know why they review them in the first place. How you can tell me you have a board of directors and you had to restate 2021 financials, and I don't hear any outcry from anybody, not a customer, not anybody at all, when the bank has not paid dividends for years now? Why is that? The inept, the incompetence, the mediocrity that came in with the Labour Party is remarkable.
But somebody might hold on, Mr. Robinson. Some people might say, well, you were there, so what did you do about it?
I did what I could. Anybody will tell you the time that I was there, every member on my staff, when I managed the loans department, I made sure they got training. In fact, they were upset that I had budgeted that these people had to get trained, because they take somebody, they put them in loans without any training. They take somebody, they put you in somebody, there no training. There was no budget for training the staff. That is part of the problem. When I was there, I made sure if you're going to talk to anybody who was in lending, I sent them to train. I even prepared loan. I used to send people to train in loan review. because that is part of what was not being done by the bank. No wonder that their non-performing was at 32% when I went to the bank. Within a year, I reduced it to 22%. And it is only because they all came from branch banking. Those sorts of reviews were done. For example, Barclays would send their inspectors from London. I don't know whether the Canadian banks had anybody doing any review for them. So those are some of the issues that we have. We do not have a responsible and accountable role. I will give you an example. Some time ago, I learned that there was a branch of the National Bank in Panama. That company was incorporated in Barbados by a lawyer that subsequently was a member of the Mia Motley cabinet. And I brought it to the attention of someone who was on the board. What was their response? Oh, they're going to get in touch with their lawyer. I am bringing something to your attention. Your name is on a branch of the National Bank of Dominica in Panama, and you are as a director on that thing, and you don't know about it. Instead of you going to the bank and find out what is going on, you tell me you're going to get your lawyer. And when the person did find out how it went, they took it, they kind of took it down because of who were the parties involved in getting that done and why it was done. And it was never addressed. I don't think it was ever addressed anywhere. And those are some of the reasons why I ran into, a buzzsaw with people, because everybody thought that I was arrogant. I told them I could afford to be arrogant because I operate from knowledge. I inform myself before I do things. Sit back, and in Dominica, we take a lot because Dominicans are not litigious people. But I am happy I listened to Mr. Shillingford the other day with the A Bank. And the same thing, I think somebody did a similar thing with Royal Bank. And more Dominicans need to wake up and understand that the National Bank is not being run effectively and properly.
So again,
senior management needs training, and senior management cannot manage the bank. And the board of directors have no idea what their responsibility is.
So,
it is an independent commercial bank. It is not no branch of anywhere. Okay,
Mr. Robinson, again, just to close, you're saying that this issue of bankers choosing their own lawyers is not the way to go. You can choose your own.
It is wrong. It is wrong. You cannot force someone to choose the bank's lawyer to close on those kinds of things. The agreement, when you have a mortgage agreement, you're supposed to read it in totality, read every line. That is what you're supposed to do, but nobody does that. People just sign because they tell them sign here. And then it is a bank's agreement. And then you have the bank's lawyer doing it for you without telling you what is in the agreement.
So why are the
lawyers... You can default on it because you don't know.
Why are the lawyers so silent on this one?
Well, that is a very good question. Why are the lawyers silent on most things in Dominica? I don't find most of these lawyers do not advocate aggressively on behalf of their clients, and I don't know why. Very few.
Mr.
The younger lawyers seem to be more aggressive, but the older lawyers, they just go by. Everything is a kind of, they don't want to ruffle feathers. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. And again, remember, there are lots of lawyers in Dominica, not too much work. The most lucrative thing is for them to sign off on a mortgage or something like that, or title transfer. That's the most lucrative job.
Again, Mr. Robinson,
thank you.
I want to say thank you. Thank you for opening our eyes here. I'll try to see if I can get a lawyer too to comment on just what we're hearing this afternoon. I'm hoping to have the balls to come out and speak. Yes?
The other thing is, Matt.
Yes.
We have to ask, where is the what they call it, the people that represent the lawyers, the Bar Association in all of this? Where is the Bar Association? most of the people in the Bar Association who benefit from that, they are the lawyers directly involved in that. Ask them why it takes months to get a title back to the bank, or even a customer requesting a title. You have the land, is surveyed, everything. You pay the lawyer, and months later you cannot get your title. I have a friend who has that problem right now. Months now. He paid a lawyer just to get the title, go to the registry and back, They cannot get it done. And these are things that are very impacting the whole economic development of the country. Because the government has no idea the role, function, and purpose of the National Commercial Bank in the financial services structure in Dominica.
Mr. Louis Robinson, thank you for. A lot of information to chew on this afternoon. So why are the lawyers themselves so silent? I'm gonna see if I can talk to the what an afternoon there. We're going to take our final break and we'll, of course, join Flo Dominica in a minute. A very interesting afternoon there. Some questions need to be answered. Let's do this and come back.
Mountaintop, natural spring water. All bottled water is not created equally. There is bottled water and then there is mountaintop, natural spring water. Mountaintop natural spring water, sourced from healthy, mineral-rich Caribbean's natural springs. It is the best tasting water of all. It is also healthy with natural minerals. Some other bottled waters remove the natural minerals which we need to have a healthy balance, but Mountaintop keeps them for us, just as nature intends it to. So for great tasting and healthy bottled water, choose Mountaintop natural spring water. It is the best for you. Available at ESA Trading Limited in 500 ml, 1.5 liter, and 5 liter bottles. Retail and wholesale prices start from $1.95. ESA Trading Limited, making a difference for you.
Dominicans, enjoy your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, enjoy your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out. Remember, no insurance company will insure your property when a storm is approaching. Get ahead of the hurricane season.
and insure with a company who gives you the assurance of payment for your valid claim. Come speak with us today at the New India Assurance Company Limited, upstairs AC Shillingford and Company Limited, 24 King George Street, Roseau. Bring along an up-to-date valuation from a qualified engineer and get insured today.
Coffee lovers, get ready to brew up some excitement as Dominica gears up to mark a historic milestone with the inaugural International Coffee Day. Mark the dates, 27th, 28th, and 29th of September 2024. Day 1, under the theme, Know Your Coffee, will be dedicated to students. Day 2 will feature a captivating journey through the history of coffee. And Day 3, International Coffee Day, will be the highlight of the festivities, ending with an international coffee brunch. The place to be is Runes Rock Cafe in Roseau. Come experience coffee at its best.
Person pas arrivé pour dire nous. But if they could, they would say something like this. I like Linus the Plateau. They wanted to tell my daughter, my family brought me to Linus after I die. And the way Linus took care of my body with respect and dignity, ma jamais tapé kate ouais spécial à la moitié vivant. Linus Funeral Home, 30 years of experience, professional, reliable and compassionate service. We've had 24-hour emergency service. So là, mon numéro, pas quitter un rien bas ou dire. Qui est 449-1800, 275-7564, 449-2100, or the emergency number 277-1800. If I keep it busy and Linus, that time is for you to breathe and grieve. Linus is not willing that any should die, but Zandra, you must go. So when you go, call the best chaperone. Linus Funeral Home. Mama tutu famdi, si c'est pas Linus, il a fini à l'été.
Our numbers are 449-1800, 449-2100, 275-7564, and 276-0400. Call Lyndhurst Funeral Home today.
Exciting news from Auto Trade. Incredible savings are here. Take advantage of Auto Trade's Thrifty Thursday promotion. Mark your calendars. On the last Thursday of each month, Auto Trade is offering up to 20% off items throughout the store. Yes, 20% off. But wait, there's more. Keep your eyes peeled for our exclusive Deal of the Day offer, bringing you even bigger discounts on select items. Whether you're looking for car accessories, maintenance essentials, or just browsing for a great deal, we've got you covered. So be sure to swing by Auto Trade every last Thursday. At Auto Trade, it's more than a vehicle, it's a relationship. Terms and conditions apply.
Dominicans, insure your property, protect your property. You homeowner and businessman, protect your property, insure your property. Can't wait for the hurricane, can't wait till you flood again, can't wait till your roof fly out and all your business coming out.
Remember, no insurance company will insure your property
through all corners of the universe. Be a part of the musical transformation that is about to begin. Everybody make some noise for Selecta Urban.
When I reach any party, everybody don't know. Oh, oh, oh. If you think I'm crazy, it's the music that got me so. Oh, oh. When my party people, throw your hands in the sky. I. Come, my friends, I need you. It's time to raise the vibe with your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Flow is love. Yeah. Hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Grab somebody and tell them no. Your happiness where we connect. Smile and cheer because it's me flow. Rock somebody out on there. Jam with each other. Rock somebody out on there. Jam with each other. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. Independent ladies, step to the front. Oh, oh, oh. Fellas, are you ready? Step to the front. Oh, oh, oh. We're my party people. Put your hands in the sky. I. Come, my friends, I need you. It's time to raise the vibe. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Flow is love. Yeah. Hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness where we connect to flow. Smile and cheer because it's me so. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Flow is love. Yeah. Hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness where we connect to flow. Smile and cheer because it's me so. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Hold them close, don't go nowhere.
5 minutes outside the hour of 3 right now. Good afternoon, Dominica.
If you think I'm crazy, if the music like that.
Hope you guys having a fantastic day so far. How you doing today? It's a flotastic Friday. Cheers to the weekend. Thank God it's Friday. Once here, you know what time it is. Welcome to another edition of the Flow Hour right here live on the Carry FM and Q95. Good afternoon, Dominica. How you doing? All those celebrating their birthday today, I want to say happy birthday to you. Cut the cake and celebrate. More life and more blessings upon you. Wishing you all the best on your special day. And of course, many, many more birthdays to come. This is how we flow, of course. So back to school promotions continues up until September 30th.
Jam with each other. Grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. Hold them close, don't go nowhere.
This is how we flow.
Independent ladies, step to the front. Oh, oh, oh. Fellas, are you ready? Step to the front. Oh, oh, oh. We're my party people. Put your hands in the sky. I.
To all my Flow customers, want to say good afternoon to you. Thank you for making Flow
Hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air.
your service provider of choice, all right? Thank you. Shout out to the team at the Flow store. Good afternoon to you guys. How you doing today?
This is how we flow.
Beauty Island, good afternoon. Fashion Center, good afternoon to you.
Happiness where we connect to flow. Smile and cheer because
So good afternoon going out to all the bus drivers and taxi drivers. Hope you guys having a fantastic day so far. It's Friday.
grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Hold them close, don't go nowhere.
This is how we flow.
Hold them close, don't go nowhere. With your hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Flow is love. Yeah. Hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air, hands in the air. This is how we flow. Yeah. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Your happiness where we connect to flow. Smile and cheer because it's me so. Grab somebody and tell them hello. Grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Grab somebody and hold them there. Jam with each other. Hold them close, don't go nowhere. Hold them close, don't go nowhere.
Hello, welcome to
to flow.
What's on your back to school checklist? Fast, reliable internet, a free Chromebook, a smartphone. With Flow, you can check everything off your list. Sign up for broadband and get 25% off Turbo plus 6 months for a free Chromebook while stocks last. And if you need a new phone, our postpaid bundles offer smartphones for just $4. Make back to school easy with Flow. Visit discoverflow.co for details.
Flo ni an magasin nef asi woul. Iwive eve I pawe pou mene servis bao. Nou te promet ou. Innovasyon eve nou ka delivoy a prezan. Boutique Flo asi woul. Pawe pou mene bao bon kalite servis. Eve produit ou sa tape a pli gros magasin Flo. Si ou vle gen an portable nef, ou registre pou an servis nef, fe an plainte, ou be pay an bill, ou be simplement mali an cheksyon, ou sa fe tout sa. Kote magasin Flo asi woul. Kon sa, le ouwe magasin Flo asi woul en communauté ou obe en la ouya. Pape, vini pou kite travailler Flo ba ou bon service professionnel. Magasin Flo asi woul, n'importe place, n'importe le. Ka vini en palapotou. Flo ka vini tout suite, a dan en l'occasion tout pwe.
The new Flow Store on Wheels is here and ready to serve you. We promised you innovation and we have delivered. The Flow Store on Wheels is equipped to provide all the great products and services available at our Flow Experience Center. If you want to purchase the latest smartphones, sign up for a new service, log a fault, pay a bill, or simply make an inquiry, you can do it all at our Flow Store on Wheels. Now that's what you call full service on wheels. So when you see our Flow Store on Wheels in your community or on your street, don't be shy. Stop by and let our professional team serve you. The new Flow Store on Wheels, convenience and reliability at your doorstep. Coming soon to a location near you.
You an easy way to pay.
You asked for it and you got it. A quicker way to pay your bills online. It's fast, secure, and easy to use. No registration, no additional fees. Flow is now offering FastPay, an online service that allows you to settle your bills in less than 2 minutes. Need a receipt? FastPay will send it to your email immediately. Use FastPay now for convenience, safety, and efficiency at discoverflow.co/fastpay.
Then you're on your way.
Flow is keeping you connected.
Hurricane season can be unpredictable, but your business doesn't have to be. In the face of adversity, you need a partner that goes above and beyond. Choose the path of resilience and certainty with C&W Business. Through disaster recovery as a strategy solution, C&W Business will safeguard your critical data, maintain seamless communication channels, and help you bounce back faster than ever before. Visit our website, cwcbusiness.com/myopenbusiness to learn more. Remember, a safe business is an open business.
Dominica, are you ready to rise and wine? The most anticipated event of the year is back. Join Infinite Entertainment in association with Campari and Paddy Shack as they transform the Botanic Gardens into one big happy place on Sunday, October 20th from 3 a.m. to 11 a.m. for Rise and Wine 2024. We've got an amazing all-star lineup performing live international soca sensation Lyrical, backed by a live band, the stage god himself, Frigo Suave, straight from New York, one of the hottest DJs out of St. Martin, DJ Blaze, and your host, Patrick, the hype man, Anthony. Get ready for non-stop vibes from Dominica's very own unstoppable DJs, DJ Afi, DJ Snow, Major Mystic, DJ Rems, and DJ Silent, plus electrifying performances by Signal Band, Dirty Dog Buddhas, and Kenny G. Tier 2 tickets are just $140 and are available now at Paddy Shack, The Flow Store, ticketlinks.com, and the committee members. Don't miss out.
Roots Rock Bar and Grill presents Reggae Night Wednesday, each and every Wednesday, featuring selector urban and special guest DJs, 9 p.m. till very late. Drink specials, Roots Rock Bar and Grill in Tata. See you there.
Salut.
on that. Put your body on that. You put that on that. You put that on that. Put your body on that. You put that on that. You woman in my life, the woman in my life, the woman in my life is the one to be my wife. The woman in my dream is the one to say, and I take you home. One woman I take you home.
30 minutes outside the hour 3 right now. In just a moment, we're going to be hearing from our marketing executive.
One to be my wife. The woman in my dream is the one to say, and I take you home.
But it's in the meantime, and in between time right now.
Kiss me, baby. Rock me, baby.
It's Friday. It's the weekend.
Like baby. Don't do it with people, you know I want to hurt you. I don't care with anybody. I just want to touch your body and touch your body. Touch your body. I don't care with anybody. I love your body. You're cute and sexy. You what you doing? You can chop my money. That's not nothing for me. You put that on that. Put your body on that. You put that on that. You put that on that. Put your body on that. You put that on that. You woman in my life, the woman in my life, the woman in my life is the one to be my wife. The woman in my dream is the one to say, and I take you home. One woman I take you home.
Of course, so this one is a brand new material coming from Calion right now.
The one to be my wife.
This song called Put That on That. Want to drop this one more time again from the top right now. It's a beautiful Friday.
You put that on that. Put your body on that. You put that on that. You put that on that. Put your body on that. You put that on that. You woman in my life, the woman in my life, the woman in my life is the one to be my wife. The woman in my dream is the one to say, and I take you home. One woman I take you home. The woman in my life, the woman in my life, the woman in my life is the one to be my wife. The woman in my dream is the one to say, and I take you home. One woman I take you home. I like it when you squeeze me, baby. Rock me, baby. Kiss me, baby. Like it, baby. Don't do me dirty, boo. You know I while early. I don't care with anybody. I just want to touch your body and touch your body. Touch your body. I don't care with anybody. I love your body. You're cute and sexy. You what you doing? You can chop my money. That's not nothing for me. You put that on that. Put your body on that. You put that on that. You put that on that. Put your body on that. You put that on that. You woman in my life, the woman in my life, the woman in my life is the one to be my wife. The woman in my dream is the one to say, and I take you home. One woman I take you home. The woman in my life, the woman in my life, the woman in my life is the one to be my wife. The woman in my dream is the one to say, and I take you home. One woman I take you home. You like it when I touch you, but I just want to love you. Put your body under pressure. I want to see the body wetter. Wetter. Baby girl, your body good. I want you to ride my just me girl, love me girl, only girl in my world. You're my boo. I love you. L-O-V-E-U. I will spend it all on you. On you. Girl, put that on that. Put your body on that. Girl, put that on that. Girl, put that on that. Put your body on that. Girl, put that on that. You woman in my life, the woman in my life, the woman in my life Is the one to be my wife.
Let me just launch up Breezy one time at the way you did right now. Get after the T, big up yourself.
I take you home. You woman in my life. You woman in my life.
Of course, in just a moment, we're going to be hearing from our marketing executive. Keep it locked, stay tuned.
One woman I take you home. 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 Take me as I am. Take me as I am. Changer pour moyen, pas qu'à changer pour moyen. Changer pour moyen. C'est qui t'en leave it, baby. Changer pour moyen, pas qu'à changer pour moyen. Changer pour moyen. C'est qui t'en leave it, baby. Yes, I confess, I like plenty girls. I make mistakes and get on your nerves. I'm not the best, but if it's any word, I'll give you the word. Still, if you leave me, it's okay. Yeah. I know you're longing and you're wishing and you're hoping I will change. Oh, baby girl, why won't you make me as I am? Take me as I am. Changer pour moyen, pas qu'à changer pour moyen. Changer pour moyen. C'est qui t'en leave it, baby. Changer pour moyen, pas qu'à changer pour moyen. Changer pour moyen. C'est qui t'en leave it, baby. I cannot change, no, I cannot change. Papa Moche, she go in the phone. I try and say, baby, leave that alone. I guess I'm not the babe that you can bring home. But baby, you make me so still. If you leave me, it's okay. Yeah. I have my ways, but no woman cannot walk up in your face. Oh, baby girl, why won't you make me as I am? Take me as I am. Changer pour moyen, pas qu'à changer pour moyen. Changer pour moyen. C'est qui t'en leave it, baby. Changer pour moyen, pas qu'à changer pour moyen. Changer pour moyen. C'est qui t'en leave it, baby. Sorry, I couldn't meet all of your demands. Sorry, and I couldn't fit in all of your plans. Maybe one day, baby, you'll understand.